So I want to talk about 2025 for a minute. I know this dates this video, but that's okay because 2025 was a huge year for a lot of us. We told ourselves that we could hold up the scaffolding as men to say, I can handle the load-bearing weight of everything. And then we discovered that, wait a minute, if I continue to try to do something that is not humanly possible, I'm going to crack. So we turned to addictions. We turned to things that made us feel good. We numbed out. We silenced. We didn't want to say anything but sit in our car or truck and just stare at nature for God knows how long. And then we wonder why we're just numb masculinity walking around or attempting to be masculine, right? But then society tries to define that as something different. But what if all along the real, authentic, genuine you was trying to come through, but you thought that all of the scaffolding, all of the rebar holding up was literally what you were made to do? Be the provider, be the support, be the steady hand, be the strength, be all of these things that society tells you to be as a man, but yet you're dying inside. And then you're like, why do I feel this way? I'll just go numb it out with a deep fried burrito at the gas station. I'll go numb it out with another 40 ounce. I'll go numb it out with a pipe, whatever it may be that's your vice to numb it out. Numb it out by doing all of the guy things, and yet it doesn't satisfy because we've been given a pacifier by society to say, this is what a man is, and this is what a man should do. And if a man doesn't do this, he's less than a man. Being the provider. Can I just tell you that no man is a provider? You think you are, but that's an illusion. God is our provider, the non-religious God, the one who designed us and created us and made us, whether you believe in God or not. That is 100% pure fact. I don't have time to get into all that now. But you know it innately. Everybody knows in their spirit that God is real. It's just religion has jacked everything up, right? So we were designed to be a receiver, not a provider. Provider grinds and hustles it out, holds up scaffolding that it is impossible to hold up. And yet we say, I'm the man, I'm the provider, because I can bring home a paycheck where everybody controls my life. And then we wonder why we're numbed out and miserable and addicted as men. And nobody understands us because we sit in our truck, car, whatever it may be, and you stare at nothing because you have a nothing box, and women don't understand that. Women do not have a nothing box. Guys have a nothing box that we can just go to while we're sitting somewhere in a parking lot, staring at a brick wall, a lake, a river, a mountain, a road, whatever it may be, and just stare at it and have the best time because we went to our nothing box. And if we don't go to our nothing box, then we crack. I highly recommend go to the nothing box, pull to the side of the road, stare at nature. It'll get you way more high than all the addiction. Then you'll come away with thinking, okay, there's more to me than the eye can see. I am authenticity buried by conditioning and programming. So 2025 meant, okay, I'm going to reveal to you, meaning that life and God are going to reveal to us the scaffolding that we cannot hold anymore. We can't hold that load-bearing weight. We weren't designed to, we weren't meant to. We were meant to be receivers of provision by the great provider himself. And when we begin to go and switch into receiving mode, sitting at that lake, sitting at that mountain in our truck or our car, staring at nothing and waiting for the still small voice, the illumination to hit our brains, then we're like, oh, yeah, that's more like me than anything else. Keep going through the grind, keep going through the patterns in 2026 and beyond. We're going to find ourselves in a real difficult position because we were not designed to hold all that scaffolding up. I know that you're going to hear the difference. You're going to hear all kinds of, men were designed to hold it all up. Men were designed to be the men were designed to be the provider. No, I don't think so. Because if you're a man, you know. If you know, you know. What a woman is looking for whoever it is that's in your life is looking for is a man that can be a receiver first. Be a receiver and then act with inspired action on that receiving. And then the man becomes this fluidity of authenticity. And then the man is happy. The man is content. The man is joyful. The man is moving in fulfillment. Not this resentment of, oh my gosh, I got to provide. OMG, I got to do this. I got to do that. Or it's all going to come unhinged. It's all going to collapse. Yes, let the scaffolding collapse, because that's what 2025 was designed to do, is to collapse. So that you could see, hold on, that was the illusionary egoic construct and society telling me that the ego was true north. That the ego was my original blueprint. That the ego was authenticity. No, it's not. It's an illusion. It was all based on conditioning of something that you are actually not. And so when you have spiritual gurus out there, women trying to tell men how to live and how to act and how to be, they're not a man. Only a man knows. Yes, you are the containment for those around you. That's different than the provider. Containment means that I am receiving all of the strength outside of myself and inside of myself, meaning outside, I am looking at all of that and saying, that's not my strength. That gives you a clue to go inward and receive the strength of the Spirit that has endless strength. And then you go, okay, hold on. I'm removing the 3D world for a moment to focus on the 5D world, the spirit world inside of me, the authentic nature, the one that is never, ever without strength. And so when we look at it from that standpoint, then we can draw upon the receiver. The receiver is the one that postures himself and says, hold on, I can't do this. I'm going to openly admit that I can't do this on my own in my own strength. So I'm going to pull on the endless strength, the unlimited capacity within me, my own authentic nature, to say, okay, God, let's do this. Let me be inspired to act. Inspiration. That's what it means. Inspiration. It means movement by the Spirit, not by the egoic construct. Huge difference when we live in the false matrix saying, you have to be a man, step up, be the provider. If you don't work 3 jobs, you're a loser. Can I just tell you that that is the illusionary lie that has gotten more men killed and suicidal than anything else? They were not meant to hold up all the massive amounts of scaffolding that society puts on us to say, you do this or you're not a man. You do this or you're not masculine. No, containment says I'm receiving so that I can have inspired action and move into the true north of who I really am, so that I can be the joy and the bliss and the fun and the play to my family. So that I'm not sitting here worrying 24/7 about finances. So that I'm sitting around saying, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay that bill next month? If only anybody would know and understand. Yeah, every man understands this, and some women. But if we're really going to understand it going into 2026 and beyond, then we'll become the receiver. So that we can let the scaffolding crash. It's not going to, listen, if you surrender, it's about deep surrender. You surrender, you'll be amazed at what is carried and who is carrying you into the future. Super important to understand that. It's like, okay, it's not that you're being irresponsible. It's just that, okay, I'm going to sit here in this truck or this car and I'm going to be the receiver to let whatever's inspiring me bubble up from the greater part of who I am, the authentic nature, to inspire me to act, instead of acting on the egoic structure. All right. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next Unbent episode.